never bang. All them having cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one bliss. Someone flips me a bag it up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Yo. What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Crossroads Boxing. A little bit of a different episode this week, as I am, as you can see, on my own. Unfortunately, Ricky had to work again, and CJ is work and family this week. But like I said, it's an open panel tonight, so anyone can jump on. We can have a conversation. The conversation will be flowing. We'll be on for around an hour or so. But before we start and we go to the comments, because I already see Libster in the comments. Don't worry, I'll get to you, Libster. I'll get to you. we will talk. It's an open panel, so the conversation can go anywhere. But before we start, here's a promo code for D-Rock Clothing. Yo, and we're back. And I've got for my first one, Jack Gladman's jumped on. All right, Jack.
You all right?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah.
Before we get into anything, Libster first in the comments. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Libster. I've not spent the last 2 days. And yeah, I'm stressed, Libster. You don't need to do that right now. We're meant to be having fun. The boxing is supposed to take me away from football. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, this conversation here and tonight is nothing to do with football, especially Man United right now. So thanks, Libster.
As a Liverpool fan, I am enjoying this, by the way.
Oh my God, Jack! You could have left that out. I said no football talk. Can I make a rule now?
In fairness, right? I'm 28. I grew up with years on years of it being us. So.
Oh God! Honestly, I need shelter. I need shelter from football right now.
Yeah,
I seriously need shelter from football. But yeah, I just thought I'd do an open panel tonight. The boys are away tonight; they can't come on, so I thought, why not do an open panel, see who wants to jump on. The link is in the chat on YouTube, so anyone watching on X Spaces, Twitter, if you come to the YouTube, you'll be able to see the link in the chat. Jack,
yeah.
What's good with you, mate? What's new with you in promotion and management life, anyway?
I mean, I've heard a few new signings. For some strange reason, I seem to be signing half of Scotland at the moment.
Listen.
The Scots can all fight. It's fine. And there's some lovely lads who represented Pakistan in the Commonwealth Games, and one of them has come over. He's living in Scotland, and he wanted to turn pro. And so we sat down with me, him, and his coach. I'm friendly with his coach over in Scotland, and we sat down, and he said, "Do you want this lad?" And we agreed, and we sat down at the weekend, announced his signing. He's now He's now doing his paperwork to go to the boxing board of control. And then there's another one who was 1-0 in Pakistan, who's friends with him. Same thing. Do you want to have him? Yeah, all right. So he's a 1-0 pro, and he's going to switch over to a British license. So
yeah. So when is your next show then? When's your next fight?
So my next matching show is the 20th of September, I believe. I think I'm doing some other stuff like individual fights between now and then, but the next matching show is the 20th of September in Walker Dome in Newcastle.
Right.
And there's some big names on that show. Steve Robinson. I don't know if you remember
Yeah, I
Drago.
know Steve.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Drago.
is that is that USSR? Steve
Yeah,
Robinson.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
We're not using. I don't think he's using that name
Is
for
it?
PR reasons at the moment. It doesn't really go
Oh,
along with the Disney music at the moment, does it?
no,
Uh,
no.
no. See, we've gone football and we've gone political in the first
Oh, that's good.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really.
that's a two no-nos as well for tonight.
Yeah, I know. That's,
Yeah.
all we've got to do now is like is do something else massively controversial, and we'll have had all three.
Oh, please
I'm
don't, please don't.
not even going to go there.
I don't even. I don't think the boys will trust me to do this again if that
No.
happens.
Yeah, so he's on it. April Hunter's making a return.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. Jade Pierce, who any boxing historians know, daughter of John Pierce, the Commonwealth Games, former
I'm
Commonwealth
not
Games
too
champion.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
not too. I've not heard now.
I think it was like 80s or early 90s.
Right.
I can't remember. Anyway, amateur. And then who else is on that show? Kerry Haley, who's making a bit of a jump down to super lightweight from welter. Boxed on Nicola Bark on Queensbury last year, and come up short that night. But she's dropping down to super lightweight. Who else? Michael Webster's returning.
Right. Yeah.
So he's going to be on that show hopefully. All things going to plan.
Well, September.
And then a few young few sort of less experienced lads who are just like early on in their careers, but
Right. Okay. Oh, fantastic.
and obviously you got the big show. Well, I say big. It's not that. It's a what do you call it? Next gen show, but it's big for up here. Up here next week. Next weekend you've got Dickinson and Troy Williamson. Well, you've got. I'm not involved in it, but I like so many fights on that card. Like, I'm really excited to see Tia Ayton and Leo Atang again.
I'm happy they're keeping Leo Atang active on these cards as well, so it's not all national
I'm trying
media.
to use Leo's opponent for something, and it's really annoying because you don't know if he's going to get through.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, you're highly likely he's not going to get through, so you're like, oh.
He's matched with Leo for a reason. I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bank.
I don't think they're
really
matching with
on
Leo to give Leo rounds, are they?
Exactly. Not in his. What will it be? His third? This will be his third outing?
Third, I think. Yeah.
Third outing. Yeah. Yeah. September is about to heat up. Boxing's about to really be back. September. We've got. We'll start with Canelo versus Crawford, and what anyone who was in the chat was watching. What do you make of this fight? Who do you have winning? Do you give Crawford a chance? Do you think the weight is too big of a jump? Is Crawford that great? What you got, Jack?
See, I'd love Crawford to do it. I just think this might be one step too far.
Yeah.
Like, there is a limit to where you can go to. Like, there was with Lomachenko, there was with... All right, we never really got there with Mayweather because he got to 154. And if he'd gone any higher, I think he would have struggled.
Yeah, he only fought... What did he have? 2 fights at 154?
He did
3?
one.
He did
Cotto
and... who else was it? I didn't remind me. I know he's fought Canelo at 152. Well, yeah, 152.
Well, it was officially 154, but it was at a catch weight.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm assuming the Canelo, because I don't think Canelo could have got to 147. So I was
No. Yeah, that was
amazed he ever got to 154. But and then Loma obviously went up through the weight divisions. Rigondeaux did, but like eventually everyone gets to a weight where they physically can't go any higher. Kovalev did. They all got to a weight where eventually they couldn't get any higher, and it looked and perform. And I think this might be that weight for Crawford.
But devil's advocate, are we looking at Canelo? If we look at Canelo's last 2-3 performances,
I know what you're going to say. It's not the Canelo that fought
Triple G the first time, the
Triple
second
G the
time.
first time. Although I still think Triple G won that first fight, personally, in my head. But I know he did.
I was always torn on that one because at that point it was like all Mayweather. That's what I really focused on, watching and how his style of boxing and how he boxes and how he would win fights. And I felt that's literally what Canelo did in that fight, was try to evade shots on the back foot, just half stepping, pot shotting. And that's how I was viewing that fight. But yeah, it's not that Canelo. It's not the Canelo
No, it's
Triple
not the
G2.
Canelo that fought the 2 Triple G fights.
Exactly. So I'm looking at the Canelo that fought William Skull, and in my mind, had William Skull let his hands go a little bit more, he wins that fight.
But the best version of Terence Crawford for me is the one that beat Ricky Burns. Well, it's not that version of Crawford either.
No, but I also haven't seen it. I haven't seen a bad version of Crawford.
No, there's not a bad version of Crawford, I suppose, but maybe the drop-off isn't as much with Crawford. There is a little bit, because I don't think we got the best version of Spence in their fight.
The weight will obviously play a massive factor.
Yeah.
So we have that. He has no weight advantage whatsoever in this fight. Even though Canelo isn't predominantly a big guy, he's used to that weight. He's used to getting punched at that weight. And as much as he's not had many knockouts at that weight, he knocks people down and hurts people at that weight as well.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, look, I think the only way Crawford is going to win this is on points. There's no way he's going to stop Canelo. Like, I've seen a couple of mad predictions where they're like, "Oh, Crawford will break Canelo down." No, that's not going to happen. Like, he might frustrate the living hell out of Canelo, which is entirely possible.
Listen, the fact that I'm a big Crawford fan, but a knockout that wouldn't even be in my vocabulary.
No, it wouldn't in mine either.
It's simply because apart from when Canelo was like 17 years old, when have you seen him hurt?
I think Golovkin hurt him once, didn't he? And
listen, if Golovkin hurt you and you didn't go down and you didn't wobble, then for me, if that's what hurt is from Golovkin, take it, because Golovkin stops people.
Golovkin hurt him, but he didn't hurt him in the way he hurt other people. Like,
yeah,
until that fight, Golovkin, probably the one who stood up best to Golovkin's shot was Martin Murray, and he'd put Murray down,
Yeah.
And so when he when Golovkin fought him and he couldn't get him off his feet, it was like, oh, okay, this like Golovkin's not just going to wreck absolutely everybody.
Canelo has also gone up to 175. Big up to Trey. He said big up to Eric and shout out to Jack too. You are a legend, mate. Yeah, shout out Trey. Trey, get up here. Click the link and get up and join the conversation, man. Yeah, I don't see a knockout. I think
No.
I definitely think he can outbox Canelo. For me, the biggest question is how he handles Canelo's shots, because Canelo will land.
He's going to land eventually, yeah.
Let's get that straight. Canelo will land. It's how does the shots affect Crawford when they land, and how flush does Crawford allow him to land? Because Canelo didn't really land that much clean on Skull.
This is
Although
the first time in a long time as well that I'm actually picking against Crawford, because like I never pick like other than the Ricky Burns thing, and I know why I did that, because that was just because that was like the British whole.
That was
I
the
really
pride. The
want Burns
pride
to do
kicked
this.
in. Yeah, the pride kicked in.
And do you know what? At the time, Ricky Burns was like at the bottom end of
Yeah,
people's
I know.
pound for
You know
pound list, so it
what?
was like, okay, fine.
A lot of people, obviously in America, and they've really hyped Crawford up, but Ricky Burns
No one had
sold
really
out for
heard
that.
of him at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Ricky Burns
And
sold out. People expected a win, like could have seen a win in that fight for Ricky Burns, but yeah, Terence Crawford, he's just it's just that's the thing. That's where I refuse to go against him. It's just that I know in the back of my mind, I'm like, but he can do it. I can see a way. I can see a way he can,
yeah,
especially after seeing that Skull fight. He doesn't need to. Skull did not need to move as much as he moved, and he could have let his hands go because there was moments where Canelo was just stood right in front of him, and instead
yeah.
of punching, he just decided to move.
Let's be
Uh,
honest, we're not all going to be calling for Canelo William Skull too, are we? Because it wasn't exactly brilliant.
no, no, we're not.
Whoever was matchmaker on that, you owe us all an apology.
Yeah, well,
And do you know
yeah.
what was even worse? I was
No,
away when that fight was on in Dubai, came back and hadn't known, and everyone had said it was bad. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to watch this just to see see if people if it's as bad as people say. I watched it and went, yeah, there is zero chance I really needed to do that.
no, but the thing is, it kind of made it worse with the Friday card being as bad as it was.
Yeah, that didn't
So
help.
so the Times Square card being so lackluster, it was like, right, that was shit. Let's put it to a side. This
Yeah.
Canelo, come on, give us something to be excited about. And then that happened. So I think it amplified the outrage on on William Skull's performance. And I don't feel sorry for William Skull, but I feel like Canelo's got away with one here because his performance in that was absolutely dreadful. It was no better than what Jose Ramirez did against Devin Haney. He
Yeah,
didn't do
and
anything in the fight. He did not do anything in the fight and I scored that, and I was just like, I couldn't give that a draw. And Canelo's lucky to get a draw here. Because if his name's not Canelo, he doesn't get the decision in that fight, I don't think.
no, it was almost like Canelo phoned it in on that fight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't like saying that about Canelo because he has done great things in boxing, but that is the truth. He's just phoned it in for that particular performance.
I feel like he knew he wasn't going to lose on the cards. So he was just like, yeah, you can just run
Does
around
anyone
this
else
ring.
think that the Canelo cards, you'd know Canelo's winning whether he wins the fight or not?
I feel like when you're that big of an A side, that always seems to happen unless you're getting
Do you know what I
outclassed.
always find interesting? Because when they released them after the fight, Billy Joe was up on every card.
I'm trying to remember that fight. Billy Joe was
I
boxing
understand
really well.
why he was up, because he probably was up. But he probably was up on the cards. But sorry, I'm having to stop my dog chewing my table. But yeah, he was officially up on every card when they released them, and I was like, this is mental. Like,
Yeah.
he was actually ahead against Canelo, and was getting the decision, which he
But
probably was.
So was Amir Khan, wasn't he?
Yeah, although Khan was up on 2 of the cards.
Or was it only 2? Well,
Yeah, Khan was up on 2, but Billy was up 5-2, 6-1, 4-3.
Yeah, Billy wasn't winning another round in that fight on that card. On that 6-1 card, Billy wasn't winning another round.
If Billy wins another round, he then wins. But the fact, I mean, like the fact that he was 6-1 up after 7 is a mad situation.
That was the British judge, right? That had to be the
No,
British judge.
that was the Mexican.
Really?
The 4-3 was the British judge.
Wow.
Yeah, the maddest thing is the Brit was the one that had it. But to be fair, the first 5 rounds, Billy probably didn't lose a round, so then I can kind of understand how
Yeah,
that
it is.
happened.
It is what. Yeah, when you don't
He
lose.
just had to give him one more, didn't he? So it was like,
Oh,
as long
saying
as you
that
give him one
actually,
more round.
me and CG obviously on Tuesday we was talking about the Rafferty versus Chamberlain. What did you make of that?
So I gave it to Chamberlain by a round.
Exactly how I had it. That's
Yeah,
exactly how
but
I had it.
I'm not going to complain about it being
A draw.
A draw. Like if you're going to give it a draw, cool.
Yep.
Like I'm cool with that. Like you give it a draw, you give it a draw. That's not. Let's not let's not go out and call it a robbery because it really wasn't.
No, it definitely
However,
wasn't a robbery. 100%. It was. Felt like I said to CJ. I felt like it was. It was just a Macklin versus Murray. Jeremy Moore versus Matthew Macklin, that sort of fight. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought both of them fought in the pocket most of the night. Chamberlain tried to box, and when he did, especially early, he was doing well. But like Rafferty's gas tank is relentless. His pressure's relentless, and it did get to Chamberlain, especially in the middle of the fight. In the middle of the fight, it got
Chamberlain
to
was a
Chamberlain.
lot better than I thought he'd be.
Really?
Yeah, like because I thought Chamberlain can be a bit like that. I wondered what Chamberlain would be like when he was really tested after the Padley fight.
Yeah.
Because Padley that night, and I'm not saying this just because I matched Padley in the past, like he was on a different planet. Like I don't know what that was on, but I don't know where that came from or how that happened, but Josh Padley was a different level. But then I thought that Chamberlain's motivation for boxing might go after that.
Yeah,
he
but he's
hadn't
moved up
really
in
been
weight.
tested since.
Yeah, he's moved up in weight.
Yeah, I think the move up in weight was needed.
Yeah, definitely. And the commentators kept saying how big Rafferty is, and I was thinking Chamberlain looks massive in there. He looked like he was towering over
I'll tell
Rafferty to
you
me.
what though, and this is something you only get if you either work with them or you look at their box race. Rafferty's debut was at 11 stone.
That's what I am now.
Yeah, so Rafferty debuted at 11 stone.
And he's fighting at 140.
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, all right, that was on the day, but still.
I'm trying to get to 140, and
What you want to do a 140 day before weigh-in?
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how healthy the way he gets to 140 will be, but anyway.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know
I
how
don't
he's
work
going to do that.
with this
And
team directly all that
what
much,
is
so
it?
I don't know.
He's like 6 foot. He looks bigger than I am. He's like 6
I think he's
foot.
6'1".
Exactly. I'm 5'10". So I'm 5'10". Like
Well, he's a
150.
lot taller than me when I used to stand next to him because I'm only 5'7", but he's
I'm
a lot taller.
5'10". What?
I think
154.
he's taller
So
than
11
Liam
stone.
Taylor. He's taller than Liam Taylor, and Liam Taylor's 5'10".
How the hell is he making 140 at 6
But then
foot
Gary
1?
Cully makes it.
Yeah, but Gary Cully's dead, isn't it? I remember when.
Yeah, but Gary Cully made 135.
That's my point.
Yeah.
How he ever did that is beyond me, and I can see why he
That's
ended up
one of
getting
those
knocked out.
in boxing, right? Because I have actually asked this question, not to his team. I've actually asked this question to someone who knows him, and he went, "You don't want to know the answer to that." And I went, "Okay, yeah, I really don't, do I?"
Yeah, the board don't want to know the answer to that either.
No, they really don't. I think he's on an Irish license anyway, so the BUI definitely don't want to know the answer to that one.
I've never heard about so many different licenses outside the British boxing in the past
No, that's
3
just
weeks.
that's because he's Irish.
All right, all right.
Yeah, so he's actually supposed to be on an Irish
Oh, he's
license.
supposed to be. Oh
I
God.
think he is on a BUI one. I don't know. I'd have to double check that.
No, I like that. I was just pivoting to that fight. What do you make of Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis? We might as well pivot to that a
Well,
second.
I'm more annoyed about that one than because I just kind of wanted Anthony Joshua to knock him spark out. It'd be quite funny.
Hey, listen, I seen something today that said that fight is still apparently scheduling for 2026. Somehow.
Oh my god, are we? Yeah, but Fury Joshua's still scheduled in for 2028.
Listen, listen.
I mean,
That
I've
fight's
heard all
scheduled in.
sorts of
It's
I've heard
been
all
scheduled
sorts
in
of
for the last
rumors
5
from
years. What you've heard?
I've heard all sorts of rumors for AJ and
Fury. Oh,
no,
just
not just
AJ.
Fury. No, actually, to be honest, I've heard very little about Fury, but no, other people and random venues and all sorts.
Listen, oh, I apologize. I'm so tired.
I've heard stuff about Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah,
Oh,
potentially
fighting in Ghana.
Yeah. I've heard stuff about Chisora. I've heard stuff about Yoka.
Oh, Chisora. Apparently, Chisora's fighting Opataya.
Arbataya, apparently, yeah. And I've heard that potentially could end up being for the world title. Because he's the IBF mandatory, and apparently all the governing bodies are getting a bit sick of waiting around, so they're all likely to enforce their mandatories.
So Chisora's mandatory for the IBF. So he's going to fight it. The lineal champion is going to move up from cruiserweight to fight. Oh my God! So Opataya is going to be world champion in his first heavyweight.
If they strip Usyk, yes.
They're going to strip Usyk because
No,
Usyk's injured now.
The other thing Usyk's team have said is that they'd quite like the idea of fighting Chisora.
Yeah, but they're also injured. He's also injured now, coming off from injury.
Yeah, but if they said right, we're going to fight Chisora, the IBF would hold off stripping him of the IBF just to let that be for the IBF title anyway, because Chisora's their mandatory. Which, by the way, is an absolute madness of a situation.
Well, there's still Parker. And whether he's going to...
Right, so
Parker's going to fight...
This is the way it works, right? So it all has to go in order now because Usyk's got all the belts. So the WBO is first, right? So Parker should be the first one.
And I bet you Parker fights for an interim championship. So he'll fight for an interim.
Well, no. So if he doesn't fight Parker, then Parker will get upgraded from interim to the full world title.
No, what I'm saying is, what will happen is Parker will fight. His next fight will be for an interim. He'll win that, and then they will strip Usyk. He won't fight for the full world title. He'll be elevated.
He'll be elevated before he fights next. I think if Parker's next fight isn't Usyk, unless Usyk can prove in the next 30 days that his injury is going to keep him out long term, he'll go into the next fight as world champion.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing who he's going to fight next. I've heard a couple of names.
I've heard a couple of names, and do you know what? All of them I'm not against. But then you got Parker's next in line. Then Pulev is next in line after that.
Yeah, someone needs to knock him off. Someone needs to fight him.
Well,
and get him out of here.
It's potentially looking like Pulev might fight. Who was it? Somebody was saying who. Pulev was potentially looking like he might end up fighting somebody. Might end up fighting the winner of Dave Allen and Magmadov.
Okay, I like that. I
I'm
like
not
that.
against that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I like
And
that one.
let's be honest, Usyk is not fighting Pulev either. So if he
No,
doesn't,
no,
if he
no,
doesn't
no.
fight Parker and he doesn't fight Pulev, both of them will get world titles. Will get elevated.
Yeah, no,
So
I need Dave Allen to do the business in Sheffield on
no,
the
it's fine.
11th of
Pulev can
October.
go into that. Pulev can go into that fight as world champion, and Allen can win the world title in the ring.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
happy with
cool
that
with
as well.
Pulev being world
I,
champion
I,
again.
hey, listen, if that's the route it has to take for the White Rhino to get that world title,
Look, I'm cool with Dave Allen ending up as world champion out of this, but
hey, you do not realize how happy I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be so unsufferable to my boxing group chat about if Dave Allen becomes world champion.
can I just point out, right? If Dave Allen becomes world champion, there is hope. Like I love Dave, and I've called Dave. I've made fights with Dave. But if Dave Allen becomes world champion, there is hope for us all in life.
Hey, listen, he keeps telling us that though. He keeps telling us he's just a kid from Doncaster who likes to fight. So hopefully he's took this training camp seriously, and I think he can beat Magmadov because he can't take body shots. There's one thing he can't take is body shots, and we know Dave Allen's got a
Yeah.
decent body shot.
And do you know what? If Magmadov does, if he does beat Magmadov, and that's how he ends up with a world title shot,
Yeah.
um,
Hey,
as long as he does not lose to Kubrat Pulev and give the fact that Kubrat Pulev would be world champion credibility, we're all good. Because if he gives that as credibility, I swear to God.
oh God, Fuller needs to get out of here. I swear. I swear. What other fights have we got coming up? We've got Paddy Donovan versus
Crocker. Well, let's be
Crocker.
honest. All Donovan has to do is not hit him after the bell, and he probably
I
wins.
I was so mad at that, bro. I was so pissed at the fact they did that. That referee had an absolute nightmare that night.
By the way, right. So I'm obviously I've got an Irish manager's license, so I know a fair few people in Irish boxing, and I know some of Paddy's team. Now, some of I know his dad, to be fair, because his dad trained Miles Casey, who's been on shows I've matched and things like that. Anyway, and he's second in the corner to Paddy's to Andy Lee. Anyway, there is one thing I'd say, right? Paddy Donovan. Everyone in that gym has the same style of the whole head down thing. So I got why they were getting points taken off for that. Because it's something that even when they had Miles over, I was thinking, you don't want to do that when you get to championship level because you're going to get points taken off for it.
But Crocker was doing the exact same, just with a high guard. Like Crocker was literally over his front foot every time, like
the
this.
difference that is when Donovan does it, he moves, so it actually looks like he's headbutting him. He's not. What he's doing is slipping shots, but because he's making it look like he headbutts him, he's actually just slipping the shot on the inside. But it's, I remember thinking at the time when he was doing it, like, well, that's a really stupid thing to do when you're completely in control of the fight.
Yeah, he was in control. I think Crocker also took a dive at the end. He definitely didn't need to go out like that. The referee saying it was after the bell. Like when you're in a combination and you're in that motion, it's hard for a fighter to stop. And also the referee was way too far away from the fighters anyway. You know the clapper's gone off and you could see there's an onslaught. You should be closer to the action to make sure nothing gets hit after the bell.
I was speaking to a friend of mine, Ian Goffran, who had a fighter on the undercard who was there. And he said you couldn't hear anything in the arena.
No, you could tell it. It was like that. It was it was loud as hell.
Because at first, my initial reaction was, "You cheating?" Because I could clearly see it was after the bell, and to me, the first one was fine. The second one, after the bell, was like, okay. When he threw the second punch, I was like, "Hang on, that was miles after." And my initial reaction was, "You cheating?" Whatever. But then when I spoke to Ian, he was like, no, you genuinely couldn't hear the bell. Like he
on
wouldn't have
the
known.
broadcast, you could sort of when you heard the bell, it was as the shot landed, you heard the
Yeah,
bell, but when he let go of the second one, you could still hear the ringing of the bell, like
yeah,
you know, like the echo of the
yeah,
bell.
yeah. The
So
echo.
it's literally like he's let one go that's landed right on the bell, and he's already in the motion of going to throw that second shot because the fighter's not listening out for the bell. The referee can say whatever they want.
And Paddy's corner are still shouting at him, finish it, finish strong.
Exactly. So a fighter going in there, he's not listening for the bell. He's got one thing in mind: punch. That's my target until I get. And the referee was way too far away anyway.
The referee was a long way away from the action, which
Yeah,
didn't really make a lot
especially
of
when you
sense.
hear the clapper. When you hear the clapper, and it's that sort of fight where you can assess like this is going to be a fire. Like these two are going to be throwing punches until the bell goes. You've got 10 seconds to get there. It's not that big of a ring. You can't get that close in 10 seconds.
And also, it's a North-South Island fight, right? It's a Northern Irish, Southern Irish, Republic of
Yeah,
Ireland, whatever you want to call it, fight. It's going to be heated, so you as the referee need to be on top of the action there.
especially when there's been headbutts and and you've sort of done warnings
And it
and
was
stuff.
a dirty fight from both sides, by the way.
Exactly. So it was that
So
kind of
yeah,
fight that I said from him, the referee performance in that fight was what ruined it. I felt like the whole night the way he ref that fight was awful.
but
Until the end.
there was a precursor to it. I don't know if it was the same referee or
Yeah, there was a
um,
precursor to it. Yeah.
on the
Um,
early on in
it
the
was
fight. It was
it was Rafferty versus O'Regan, I think. Was that fight?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was on the night of the TKV one. That was TK the
What was
night
the
that
other one then?
TKV
There
and
was definitely another one
there
on
was
that.
an all Irish fight for the Irish title. Who was it? It was Rudy Farrell versus someone. Gerard Hughes. And early on
Yes, yeah.
and Hughes touched I think Hughes touched down and he didn't get and you could see Farrell looking at the corner going, what the hell?
What's happening? Yeah.
Like I'm champion here. I'm supposed to get my the benefit of the doubt. Come on, lads.
Nah, so we've spoke about way too many refereeing decisions, performances. I feel like I'm talking about football when I'm
I,
talking about
I'll be
referees.
honest. I'm friendly with the referees up here. I and I was friendly with a guy who refereed. I will always say he's a very good referee, but he didn't have the best night. Was TKV and
Yeah,
Adelaide.
Adelaide. Yeah,
Now he is a top referee. I was one of the people who would have campaigned for him to get his A star. Yeah, yeah,
that night. I was so pissed that night because there was so many decisions in that particular fight, not just that one moment.
yeah. There was a
There
few.
was there was so many. Like he kept warning Jamie for some sort of and it was just a
He
weird
was warning
performance.
Jamie for hooking the arm, right? But it
Jamie wasn't
wasn't
hooking the
hooking.
arm.
It
He
wasn't.
was
It wasn't him hooking the arm. What was happening was because Adelaide's taller, Adelaide was just going over the top of him. It wasn't him
yeah,
hooking the arm. Adelaide was just missing the shot, and then it was going over his shoulder.
yeah, exactly. And
If you do that, but
which made the ending even worse because I'm there watching that, and especially like I'm watching that going into it as a TKV fan.
yeah,
Um,
see, I didn't really have a preference in that fight, so I was like, do you know what? I'll just watch it.
yeah, I've met Jamie. He's cool. I've interviewed
Yeah,
Jamie.
I've not really met either of them. I don't think I might have met
So
Adelaide once.
I'm going into that, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you warning him for holding up? He's not actually doing, and when he's actually working on the inside because Adelaide's got one of his arms, and then when that incident happened, and he sort of did the same thing and put Jamie's arm down, warning Jamie about punching whilst Adelaide's punching. It's like, but we move. I think it's TKV versus
Fraser Clark.
Fraser Clark. Who you got in that? Who have you got in that?
Do you know what? I've got Fraser Clark in that, bizarrely.
Pedigree-wise, it should be Fraser. The problem...
Yeah, but I mean, as a pro, TKV's probably done more, but like...
That's my thing. That's what
But
I was
I
getting
still
at.
think I still make Fraser the favourite for the fight. It's a weird one.
It is a weird one.
It's weird that I'm doing that because I normally don't take their amateur pedigrees into account, but I did on this one.
I don't think Fraser's going to do much in professional
I don't
boxing.
think he goes above this level, really.
I think this is a 50-50
He maybe gets
fight.
a European title if he's lucky.
I think this is a 50-50 fight, just going in on, as you said, TKV's experience. He's fought, but also Clark. I don't know whether he's completely shaken off that Wardley thing. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure because that one was a bad one for me.
Yeah,
we've
that
got a
was
question
bad,
here.
the second one. I just was
Question for you guys. Who is the best fighter you've seen live? Jack, I assume you work with. You've got a few. Who you've seen live?
So best I've seen live, Lomachenko, 100%. Although Ryan Garcia was pretty good.
Well, we've got the same one. Lomachenko's the best I've seen live.
What one were you at for Loma?
Luke Campbell.
Same fight, yeah.
You don't understand how you're like the fourth person now I know that was at the fight now I speak to.
There's 5 of us as well, because my mate was with me. Remember I talked about my mate in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
He was with me. So we was on the wheelchair platform. So we was effectively above ringside at the hotel. But I remember we looked at each other about 4 rounds in and was just like, this is like watching something out the Matrix.
Honestly, it was crazy. Yeah, me and a few boys went down. We've got Kevin.
Canelo I've seen live as well.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
What's up, my guy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. I'm trying to. I probably need to wait to get inside, but yeah, I can hear you. I can't. My screen is like frozen.
Nah, you're good. We can see you. You're looking good to. Yeah.
He's dressed formally for this.
Yeah.
I don't hear.
Yeah.
You. Okay, cool.
Can you not hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you now. Go ahead.
No.
Right. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's not in the UK because like that weather.
Yeah, that's just the weather. Yeah, no, that's US of A. We've gone international. We've gone international now, Jack.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to see Canelo live as well, so that was.
Who was that again?
Rocky Fielding.
Oh, okay, so that was a quick one.
I flew to New York for 46 hours to watch Canelo and Rocky Fielding. Sorry?
Eric, I'm gonna connect on the computer, brother. I'll be right back.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries, Rep. Right.
Yeah. So I flew to New York for 46 hours, literally, to watch that fight.
And that fight lasted what, 46 seconds?
No, 3 rounds. My mate was like, "You went for less than 9 minutes."
I'd be so mad. No, but yeah, Lomachenko's.
To be fair, Ryan Garcia was on the undercard of that. So was Katie Taylor. So it was actually worth it.
Yeah, I've seen. Obviously, I used to go to a lot of Luke Campbell fights because they're literally around the corner from me. So.
Oh yeah, forget the order.
Yeah, he was a mate of mine, Zach Collins, who was boxing. He was from the same gym as Luke.
My fighter copied him by becoming a politician. Adam Heppel is like he's a councillor or something for CM. I have no idea what his official title is, but I think he is like a parish council head or something.
I don't take a single notice of what Luke Campbell's doing now.
He's mayor of Hull, isn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, let him be that.
I mean, fair play. I don't know.
I don't do politics. I don't do politics.
I don't exactly know how he's become mayor of Hull, but okay.
No idea. No idea. Hey, he's gone
Like
from
that's
the
like
days
me
of.
offing and decided to be the MP of Darlington. I don't really. I might give it a go.
Hey, listen, if Luke can do it, you can do it. That's all I can say.
It probably wouldn't even surprise anyone if I just randomly said I'm going to get elected in the next general
Well,
election.
yeah,
We'll probably be like,
going from the Olympics to boxing promotion and boxing management, then
yeah.
promotion, matchmaking.
Honestly,
It
if
is.
I actually go and promote, somebody said, "Am I going to promote a show?" The other day, I was like, "Well, why? Why do you want me to promote?" I was like, "Well, you do everything else. You may as well." I was watching sparring yesterday.
You was watching who?
Sparring.
Who's
Two of
sparring?
my own fighters.
Any
I
good?
had two of mine sparring each other. So
Why? To get the next spot on the card?
no.
What are you?
So one
Are you
one
turkey now? Just right,
no.
sparring today, guys.
No,
Meet at the
so
gym.
they're trained by different people, and one of them's trainer couldn't make it, so I went, but
Okay, cool.
and cornered him. But like, no, it was because one of them's turning pro and the other one's fighting on the 27th. So one of them's got his board meeting on the 21st, and the other one's at 27th, fighting on the 27th. So I was just like, I'm gonna have him spar. He wanted to spar a pro, the lad who was turning pro.
Yeah.
So I said, look, I called his trainer and said, look, what do you do?
Fair. Well, you know that fight I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
I think that situation might be sorted now.
Hallelujah.
Should be
In a
out.
good
Should be.
way, a bad way, or
A good way. Not the perfect way yet, but in a good way.
Right, you'll have to message me this after.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk after.
Yeah, because. But yeah, I'm glad about that because I feel like you had everyone trying to help you there because I was trying to help you.
I know. It was a proper shit situation, but yeah, look, hopefully, I think everything. But we'll talk after. I think Kev might be jumping in soon anyway. See what he has to say from America. Who else have we got? What else have we got soon? We've got Haney versus Norman. Listen,
which, by the way, Norman does not lay a glove on Devin Haney as long as Haney carry the weight.
I don't
and
know.
bear in mind, Haney walks around at like flipping 11 stone or something. So
I find it Norman Senior. I don't know whether he's trying to get attention
I don't know if
from.
he's trying to play some weird game that I haven't quite worked out yet.
Yeah, I think he's trying to like bait Bill Haney out, like just trying to wind him up. I think he's going for that. If we annoy Devon enough, he's not going to box. I think they're going for that Ryan Garcia, not as bad as Ryan Garcia. I'm not saying it's that, but it's a kind of Ryan did and annoyed Devon that much that Devon decided to fight a different kind of fight.
Right. The difference is Ryan is actually let's just put it in the nicest possible way, an arse.
Yeah,
not in a bad way, but like.
No, in a bad way. I can't stand that kid.
He just
in a bad way.
Sorry.
In a bad way. I can't stand that kid. I can't stand him.
Do you know what? I get it, but
he talks
I don't like it.
He talks like there's no repercussions to what he says. Like,
yeah, there is that. Although I'd say Mayweather did that at times, and it worked for him. So.
No, I'm saying as in like the racial stuff, the stuff about kids.
No, that's where the line gets.
That sort of stuff. What I'm talking about when I'm saying that, like the talking about the game and talking about how good you are and nobody can beat you and all that. That's part of the game.
Even the stuff about like going in on Bill Haney, like. Mayweather would do stuff like that, but I just don't go. The racial stuff was where I drew the line. I was like, okay, now you're going too far because you'd like, you're going to a point where you're bringing things into it that really don't need to go there. But I think that's a thing that happens more in American boxing than it does over here.
I do. I think it leaks over here a little bit at times.
Yeah.
Boxing After Dark's another question. If you could have one piece of boxing memorabilia, what would it be? For me, it would be get Muhammad Ali's boots versus George Foreman.
What would I want? What would I want?
I'm trying to think. That's a good question, you know. That's a really good question. Let me think.
I'm trying to think what I would want.
Let me think, because that's a great question.
I know what I'd want.
Go on.
You know the American flag shorts that Roy Jones Jr. wore in the... I can't remember what fight it was. Was it the Tony fight where he wore the American flag shorts?
I'm not sure.
But you know the ones I mean.
Yes, I know. I know which flag.
Yeah,
I'd
want them. I'd want them. Just because I'm a massive
shout
Roy
out
Jones fan.
Capital Kev in the building. Shout out. I don't know who. I'm trying to think. Memorabilia.
I know Mo Pryor has a lot of boxing memorabilia.
A guy I went to school with, his dad. His dad was really in with Frank Warren and stuff like that. And he's got a lot of Frank Bruno memorabilia, a lot of it. I'm trying to think what I'd have.
Weirdly, everyone thinks I would have a lot, but I actually don't. The only things I have, the only really I've got a glove from Billy Joe because he gave me a glove, that he signed and all that from one of his training gloves, and then I've got one of Joe Law's shirts, like team shirts. Not because I'm part of his team, I'm not. It just that he offered me. He was like, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah." So he had spares, so he was just like, "Do you want?" And I get on with Joe. Joe's a lovely guy.
You know
Honestly,
what?
you should try and get Joe on here at some point.
Joe would be funny. Joe Laws is...
You may actually have to put a warning out before you put
disclaimer. Disclaimer.
Honestly, if you ever want me to ask, I will ask him.
Yeah. Joe is bad. Joe,
I would come on here just for that, because having him on here at the same time.
I might do that because I don't know. Is he doing some? Is he trying to do some misfit stuff as well? Or
he wants to fight Harley Ben.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have no idea. You'd have to ask Lee Eaton about that one, but I don't actually know if he's actually doing that or if he just wants to call out Harley Ben for whatever reason.
I have no idea.
I've met Harley and I know Joe, and you know what? Both are nice enough to me, so I don't.
You know what?
I was there the night.
You know what memorabilia I'd have now? I'd have the Eubanks gloves from Eubank Ben, the first fight.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd have Eubanks gloves because that fight for me, especially, I was really invested in this fight. One, I'm not a fan of Conor Ben. I'll be respectful. I'm not a fan of him at all.
Yeah.
And two, Chris Eubank Jr. is one of my top 5 when it comes to fighters who I've liked from the beginning till through the career. He's in my 5 fighters who I like, who I actually, if they win, lose or draw, I'll support them. So
my issue with him is always that because I'm a Billy Joe fan, I can't be a Eubank fan. So it's like the whole Eubank Ben thing with their dad. You can't be. So my sister absolutely idolizes his dad. She absolutely senior.
Which one? I assume in the first one. No, I'm talking about the juniors.
He means junior, not senior.
I'm talking about the juniors. I'm talking about Conor
Junior
and because I'd want that just because it means more to me. I understand why you'd go to the
I get why people would want but I
100% I
understand
could understand that, but Nah.
I'll tell you what I would also like. I'd love to have Shiloh De Freitas' gloves from the first fight I ever matched. Not
Oh,
that
that would
he
be sick.
probably has them, but if he does,
Yeah.
if he
Yeah, he
does,
should.
like, if Shiloh comes across this at any point and you do have one of them, if you're not using them, you send me one of them. Just like, genuinely message me on socials. I will send you my address. Send me one of them because it was the first fight I ever matched.
Yeah. Have you not got anything from that first fight you ever matched?
I think I might have the pass, the pass from York Hall, like the
Right.
access all areas, but I don't know. I know I've got one. I know I've got like a pass from the first time I was VIP at a show.
Right.
That was Dennis Hobson's one.
I've got a question. What's the best fight you've been at, regardless of names, like the fight itself, live? What's the best one? Boxing After Dark, you as well, or anybody else want to join in? What's the best fight you've seen
So
live,
just for action and stuff,
entertainment-wise? Action,
yeah,
entertainment, and a lot.
Mason Cartwright, Troy Williamson.
Yeah,
That
I remember that fight.
the other one that was absolutely insane. What else was pretty insane? There was. I've been to a few. Martin McDonough versus Connor Marsden at York Hall. McDonough's losing the fight, drops him in the 9th round, stops him in the 10th.
Yeah, but
And it was just, and when he went out face first, I was sat next to Lee Eaton, and he started going mental, and I actually turned to Lee and went, like, we need to calm him down because we need to check he's all right first. Because Marsden just gassed and he got caught, and it was one of the best fights.
Mine was Tommy Coyle versus Daniel Bruce-Whaler.
Okay, I remember that fight, and yes,
oh my God, that fight till this day will. I don't know if I'll be as lucky to be at a fight live to see something like that, because I remember watching that live and thinking, "Oh my God, this is mad." I went home and rewatched it again just to remember it all. It was
AJ Klitschko's got to be up there as well. I was at that.
You was at that, was you? Boxing After Dark says AJ Klitschko for him.
Yeah, I was at that.
Just a great night.
And that was one where I went home and watched it again. And when we watched it again, I was at uni, right? And I went to uni in Wembley Stadium. So we were living in Harrow, and all of us went separately. I got mine for my birthday, and the other 3 lads in the house had bought tickets together. So we all got home and we got beers out and watched the entire thing in German, like, because we like someone had put the fight on in German on YouTube, and we were like trying to watch it again. So we were like, well, we're not going to order it because we've just been to it. So we watched the entire thing in German, and we just all sat there going, we've watched this twice, and we still don't know how this has just happened.
After that fifth round happened, I thought, oh my God, that's it done. Just AJ on the knee smiling, saying he's all, I'm just like, Klitschko's about to get him out of here. But to come back and do that, and then the uppercut, oh my God, that moment felt like a knockout itself. Well, I remember that landing. I was with my mates. Every single one was like, "Oh my God!" But the finish, everything, if I was there.
I've got a question for you. It can be on TV or in person. Ring walks that put lumps in your throat.
Kell Brook every single time.
That's one of mine, actually.
Live and on TV. I seen him live at in Hull, at the rugby ground in Hull, when Tommy. Was that when Tommy fought in one? No, look. Tommy Coyle had fought. Who was it who knocked him out? He was outboxing him and he got knocked out by a Scouser.
Wasn't Masha Dodd,
Derry
was it?
Matthews. No, Derry
Oh, Derry
Matthews.
Matthews.
Yeah, all the Yorkshire boys was winning. It was all doing really well, and Tommy Coyle was boxing absolutely beautifully against Derry Matthews, and he just got caught. He got
That was
caught
the
with
story of Tommy Coyle's career, really.
yeah, he got caught with a big shot. But it was Kell Brook versus Carson Jones. I'm sure it was Carson Jones too.
I've had a great chat with Carson Jones. I was trying to
Yeah.
get him over to Dubai to do a fight.
Look, Boxing After Dark says all of the lights. It has to be. It has
Yeah,
to be for
I
me.
feel like all three of us saying the same thing.
Yeah,
The one I wish
it,
I'd been at was Brooke Card, just because both
yeah,
ring walks was so special, and I was like,
yeah. I was
this-
watching it. I was watching it with my mate. It was a Khan fight, and he was like, "Oh, Khan." I was like, "Mate, Khan's never wanted to fight Brooke, and there's always been a reason why." And I'm
well, I
telling you,
told
he's
you the
gonna stop him.
story about me being sat with Kel and asking him, like this on the bit just after lockdown. I straight up asked him,
Yeah. What's
and
he say?
he went, and he just said,
Oh,
from my side, it like he can call tomorrow. He knows what I want. Like it's his side that doesn't want. And
honestly,
so when it finally
Khan,
happened, I was like, all right.
Khan's never wanted. He never wanted that fight. I kept the same whenever I spoke to people about it. It was like, "Oh, Khan." I was like, "Khan don't want that fight. Khan doesn't want to get beat by the other British guy who's meant to be something." And at that point, Kel was. Once Kel beat, because there was that hype, and then he
Once
fought
Kel
Carson
beat
Jones.
Sean Porter, that all became a thing.
No, but there was the hype about Kel.
Yeah.
Then he had the really tough fight against Carson Jones. And I remember
Yeah.
people asking questions. I remember a lot of people asking questions of, is he really at that level? Have they pushed him too much? And I was at the second fight, and like I said, live, the ring walk is just as special live as it is. I was also at one of his comeback fights. I think was it he's fought an Australian. Can't remember who it was. Anyway, but I was and he ended up stopping him.
Oh, the kid who fought.
Was it a
the kid
lawyer
who-
or something?
Sorry.
Or was he a stripper or something like that? I can't remember. Who
It's
was
the
it?
kid who fought. He fought Adam Harper for the Commonwealth title as well.
Is it? Who was? I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But I was there
Yeah,
for
I
that
know who
night.
it is. I'll ask Adam later because I'm sure it's the same kid that Adam Harper fought.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was.
And-
I was there
Funny
for,
story
but
about that. Adam basically made that fight himself. This is why it should have been managed by me. Not that I was around then. I was probably still in secondary school, but that's not the point. He should have called me up while I was in my maths lesson. Vlad
versus Hay, Vladimir Klitschko versus David Hay, and Eubank versus Conor
right.
Benn.
I don't know, like if I am misremembering this, but I didn't find Vlad versus Hay good.
No, because Hay didn't do nothing. Hay didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Exactly. Like I was like, okay, I didn't like misremember that. I was like, I was only like, what year was that? 2010. So I would have been what?
But I think
14?
I must have been like, I think I was like 17 or 18.
Yeah. So I was only. So how old are you?
34, 35 this year.
Yeah, because you're 7 years older than me. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would have been what?
I'm sure I was like, no, I must have been about 19, 18. No,
Yeah,
no,
so
no, no.
because if you were 18, no, you must have been 19 because I was at secondary school, definitely.
Yeah.
So you must have been 19, 20 because I was 12, 13 when I watched that. And because me and my dad were like, oh, should we get it? Should we not? And my dad just went, oh, do you know what? We watched none of the undercard. It was just like, we just bought it for the Hay fight.
I was 21, actually.
So I must have been 14.
Yeah, I was 20. I was 20. Yeah.
So I was 13, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, this is the age
on.
difference. because we're not that far
Oh,
apart.
he's talking about ring walks. He's talking about
Oh
walks.
right,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Now,
Yeah,
now
we got
I'll give
mixed up
him the
there.
ring walks thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The fights were a stink.
Right. Yeah. I'll give him the ring walks thing, but I'm
Yeah.
not giving him the fight.
Yeah, I was thinking that. You know what? I completely forgot we was talking about ring walks. My bad. Boxing after dark. Boxing after dark. You
Okay,
should
that
jump on the
right.
panel one
You're
time.
forgiven, boxing after dark, because if you were talking about the fight being good,
No, yeah, ring walk wise, definitely Colebrook, all of the lights, every single time. I remember the first time I heard it, like when I watching it, I was like, yeah, this just everything when he comes out, the pyrotechnics and everything like that. I just think it's perfect.
yeah, I honestly I like that. I like the all of the lights one. I've always loved that song. I used to love Paul Smith's that he used a few. He did change it in the end, but he used to do the Killers,
Yeah, yeah,
and I loved that. That was one of the fights that songs that made me fall in love with him as a fighter. I loved because he used to come out to Mr. Brightside, and I was like, yeah,
yeah.
you've done that to get the entire crowd on your side.
And I feel like that's what all of the lights does because it puts
Yeah.
you in such like when I hear it, I instantly think boxing, like a boxing environment. As
Oh
soon as
yeah,
I hear that, I
yeah.
think boxing.
There's a few. I tell you what, you lot won't have heard it, but Adam Heppels is quite special.
What's he got?
He I don't actually know the real name of the song, but you know Sunderland do that whole "wise men say" thing. Well, because he's a Sunderland fan, he uses
Ah,
that. He
yeah.
uses that, and it's like, okay, that's quite. So at York Hall was quite special, singing like having that, and we had all the people coming down from up north, and like, and I just
Yeah.
remember thinking, like, I was sat at the ringside going, right, this is it, like now or never,
Yeah.
because,
I miss.
and I'm
I
just
miss.
sat there thinking, like, and I'm also thinking I ain't even got a hotel here, so this is we need to win because. We need to win
Yeah.
because otherwise I'm wandering around in the streets of London for no reason.
Jesus. Boxing After Dark says, I miss Kel's chocolate brownies chocolate brownies to chin quote. I'm glad you said quote at the end of that because that could have been wild.
I mean, that was the one thing we hadn't done yet tonight. I was thinking, Jesus Christ, we've had political, we've had football. You were definitely never getting trusted to
do one of these again.
to do one of these again if that had gone where I thought it was going.
You know what? I had to read it in my head like 3 times and think, like, how am I going to approach this and get this out and say
I
what
was
I need to
reading
say
it,
before?
but I was reading it, and I thought, I'm glad he's. I'm like, I'm gonna let him bring this up because, like, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
I was like,
I was
politically, it's a lot better you bringing that up than me. So I'm like,
yeah. Why do you think I was the kind of?
I'm like, how the hell do I address this?
Honestly, you
I'm
know what?
thinking I don't want to get myself cancelled. Thanks.
Oh God, Jack, I appreciate you jumping on. I'm gonna call it a day with it, an
Yeah,
hour and
before
10.
we all get cancelled.
Before
Cheers
we
for
all
that.
get cancelled, I think that was the perfect one. Thank you, Boxing After that was the perfect comment to for us to finish on. But yeah, Jack, I appreciate you jumping on, mate. I just wanted to do an open panel. Kev tried
Yeah.
jumping on, but I'm guessing it didn't work properly. But thanks
Yeah.
for jumping on. You know, it's
Any
always good to
boxers
talk to.
get signing to me.
Yeah, we Jack Gladman's management. Don't worry,
Jack
Jack.
Gladman
I'm
boxing.
promoting you. I am promoting you. Don't worry.
Someone has
But
to.
yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. Hopefully with CJ and Ricky. But if not, I'll be back on Tuesday. Jack might jump on, Ra might jump on, but someone will jump on, and we'll be back chatting. Boxing After Dark, thanks for joining in. Thanks for the questions as well. They're really good questions, actually. The last 20 minutes have flown by from them questions. So, cheers for the last, guys. Have a good one. Yeah, you too. Next time, jump on the panel. The links in the was in the chat. So next time, jump on the panel, man, and we'll chat. But thanks, Jack. Thanks everyone for tuning in on Twitter X and on Twitter X. Yeah, that's the same thing. On X, YouTube, and Facebook. Like and subscribe to iBoxingHub, my Facebook, Crossroads Facebook, and our Twitter as well. And share the show to everybody else. And again, peace out. Peace you.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, with your bag it up. Light up my card with a sweet one bliss. Someone flicks me a bag it up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.